Welcome back, everyone. My name is Rudy Page. Thank you for joining us again on Reggae Global and Culture 2021. Between now, the 18th, through to the 21st of February, we're focusing on women in reggae. Earlier on today, we had the Women in Reggae, Celebrating Women in Reggae Forum, which was great, and that will be rebroadcast on Fresh FM Radio London and on YouTube as well. And I'm really pleased today to welcome Yeza.
Hi, everyone.
Great artist indeed. And in fact,
thanks for having me, Rudy.
Thank you very much for joining us, Yeza. And I should say, just before we get going, many thanks to the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, in collaboration with their partners, the Ministry of Tourism, who've endorsed the REGCO2021 as part of Jamaica's Reggae Month celebrations, which has been designed to highlight and celebrate reggae's global impact and influence. And this particular forum is part of what we call our creative economy forums, which have been designed to recognize individual creativity across cultural boundaries and develop strategies for pooling resources and sharing revenues within the reggae eco space. And Yeza,
initiative.
Thank you very much for being with us today. Really great for you to be here. And in fact,
it's a pleasure.
You're the first of the one-to-one interviews for Women in Reggae Month. That's history in the making. So one day that all of this will mean something.
It already does mean something, actually. I give thanks to be here, just to be a part of this and to see where it goes, to explore the thoughts and the initiatives behind women in reggae, and just to hear your thoughts as well on the whole project and the whole movement.
Great, and we'll certainly touch on those over the next hour or so. So,
sure.
Yeah, so please do tell us about your early years and which community are you from in Jamaica?
Okay, so I'm from Bull Bay. It's East Side. A lot of know. If you hear some of these artists, they're representing East Side, so that's Bull Bay where I'm from. I grew up on Star of the East Lane. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
So that's St. Thomas. When you say Bull Bay, St. Thomas in Jamaica, just for those who don't know.
Oh yeah, well, actually, I wasn't taught that it's St. Thomas. A lot of people refer to it as St. Thomas.
Okay.
But on my address, I see St. Andrew, but people call it St. Thomas.
Andrew.
So that's,
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's always been a confusion for me. Some people say you're out of St. Thomas, but I'm saying I live in St. Andrews. I don't know.
Okay, you're on the border then.
Maybe close by.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where I grew up. My early years, I would describe them as very colorful because I experienced all of the different elements of life, the very childlike essence of playing in the rivers and flying kites, building toys from scratch. All those things were things that I experienced with my cousins and different family members and siblings that I ran around with. I would say that it was a very colorful and beautiful childhood growing up in Bull Bay.
Okay, very nice. So what inspired you to start a musical career in reggae?
Well, my main inspiration came from not just reggae music, but wanting to do music in general. And I fell in love with music because I found out that I had a tool or an instrument. So early on in life, I started to sing melodies at school and singing melodies just at home until my dad was the first one who highlighted this to me. He said, well, oh, you have a voice, man. And I started to pay more attention to this voice or this instrument. And that's where the interest came from at first, knowing that I sounded pleasing to people and I loved doing it myself, and just wanting to do more of that. As a child, you don't really think about, oh, you want a career, this or that. You just think, oh, I love doing this. It sounds good. It feels good. And I want to do more of it. And then daddy being that encouragement, kind of made me start to think about it in a different way, to say, well, maybe I could actually do this for a living.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's where it first came from.
Yeah, those early years. And
yeah,
from what you're saying there, Yeza, that encouragement from your father as well seems as though that was quite important as well to you.
very important. At the time, I never imagined that I would even be talking about it this much, but almost every interview I have to mention it, because it was very important. I don't think that knew the small seed that he planted and how important that was at the time.
Yeah, that encouragement, so important when you're young.
Very important. Yeah.
So how would you describe the music that you typically create? That, that strong lyrical content?
I would describe it to be a rude girl roots element.
Rebel.
So rebel, rude girl roots. And I say that because it is roots, but it's also not strictly roots. It also has an element of my street experience in there, because Boulevard is part home, part country. It's like a nice blend. And you can hear the roots from the country, and you can also hear the rude from the city life. And I think that now is my sound. Based on that experience, my sound was born.
Okay, interesting influences there.
Yes.
So as we talk about influences, so who are your biggest influences in music generally?
So my biggest influence in music, I can't really say one person in particular, but as far as back as I can remember, listening to what my parents listened to, obviously they would be playing a lot of the infamous reggae artists and legends, such as the Dennis Brown. My aunt listened to a lot of Dennis Brown. She's a big fan. My mom, she listened to a lot of Sean Paul, Destiny's Child when I was growing up. So Beyonce also had a big influence on me. Also Bob Marley. When you also look at some of the dancehall legends like Bounty Killer, and certain influences that came from overseas, such as Percy Sledge, Anita Baker, is like a big concoction of different things that people around me were listening to. So this question is always a bit tricky for me, because it's so much.
Yes, it's a quite a diverse range of musical talent there that you've mentioned. Yes, great. So coming up to date with some of your work now. So how did you come up with Rebel Empress, and is it because I'm Black tracks? What was the thinking and motivation behind those tracks?
Well, the real motivation for that track was the feel and the whole moment of Black History Month, which we're in now, actually. So it was 2 years ago, it was 2 years ago that I was working with Rory in the studio, and he mentioned that, whoa, he really would I want to put out something for Black history. And he sent me the track, and he said, Yeza, what are you feeling? Just do what you want on the track. And I just kind of channeled all of the things that I wanted to say. If I had like a platform to just talk about things and talk about issues, that was what I channeled and put into that song as my piece, as my statement in the whole grand scheme of things, racial inequality, injustice all over the world. That was just my take. I put it all in that track.
Okay, of course. So what are you working on currently?
Currently working on a brand new single to be released in March.
Okay.
I'm very excited about it. So basically that's the next thing up in line. I won't make mention, but there's a lot more in store that is coming our way.
Okay, I sincerely hope that Fresh FM Radio London is going to get a preview of the new track before everyone else.
Absolutely.
Really? Okay. Do you want to name it?
Oh, Not yet.
Okay, so state secret.
Not really, but when the time is right,
Yeah.
bam.
We'll know it and feel it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, great. So yes, so how can listeners find your music and share your platforms and etc.?
So basically, you can find me at Yeza Music on all platforms. So that's YEZA Music everywhere, and you'll be able to find me.
Yeah, excellent. And just before we come to the end of this dialogue, I'd be interested in your thoughts on women in reggae as a whole. We just had a forum a while ago, and it was very positive. And some of the key themes that came out on that was about connecting, using the technology to globally connect and stay connected, you know, build relationships, study your art and craft, you know, develop the skills, take the industry seriously, be careful of many of the pitfalls. So be interested, given that this is Women in Reggae Month, today is the launch through to the 21st of February. What your thoughts are around that?
Women in Reggae as a part of the Reggae Month initiative, I feel is very crucial. I 100% co-sign it. I feel like special attention should be paid to the women. We are in a very male-dominated industry, and by extension, a very male-dominated reggae genre of activities, or activities within the reggae genre itself, better to say. So I definitely feel like this highlights and brings forth the women, the various women in reggae music who needs that shine, who needs a little bit more tender love and care as it relates to the music and reggae music, and to highlight our journeys and to actually highlight some of our issues. I think we can't lose. We can't lose for that, because it is needed. A lot of the things that we experience sometimes are being brushed over because, as I said, it's a very male-dominated industry. So yeah, I agree and I support it. I feel that it is definitely vital.
Right. I mean, one of the things that we've committed to do on Fresh FM Radio London is to continue the Women in Reggae theme for the rest of the year, because we've got many events coming up. Also, we're planning for next year Jamaica's 60th anniversary, which is going to be a major. So we will have a Women in Reggae program, actually, just you know, with the new breaking music from women, some of the upcoming who may not have experienced their tracks being played at this level. Also, we've connected with Roots FM in Nigeria, which is the only licensed reggae station in Nigeria, Roots 97.1.
Really?
And so they're going to be part of it. So we'll be sharing our programming with them out of Jamaica. So we've got the Kingston 7 Beats program that runs twice a week anyway, 10 p.m. on Fresh FM Radio London. You can go to TuneIn and pick that up. And your music will be featuring in the March playlist as well. And all this week.
Yeah, I definitely need a link for that. Yeah.
Yes, I'll make sure. And so that's great. So I must congratulate you on the high quality work that you turn out. And
thank you.
Keep going and keep that profile up internationally. People got to keep hearing your music, hearing the music till they say, right, who is the person behind the music? Then you talk business with them.
Yes.
Great. And before you go, Yeza, happy many returns for tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Tomorrow is my birthday. Thank you very much. Yeah, man. Bless up yourself.
Yeah, make sure you have a great day.
Thank you. All right. Thanks for having me. Bless up.
Thank you. Everybody, thank you very much. That was Yeza, and you'll hear her all weekend, her music, Rebel Empress, across the weekend on Fresh FM Radio London. And good night for now. Thank you. Bye.